Hi, I'm Nancy Gamso. I'm on the faculty at Ohio Wesleyan University. And my former students, who are now probably your band directors, asked me if I might put together a few videos about warming up and developing tone and technique on woodwinds. So I am here in my home studio. We are teaching Ohio Wesleyan from home now with the COVID-19 pandemic going on, and I hope you're staying safe and being productive and working hard at home. And I just want to be here to help you develop as a musician. So we're going to first start with flute and piccolo, and I'll make more videos for the other woodwinds. I've got clarinets and saxophones and bass clarinet here. And so we're going to start with a few warm-ups that we can do. So before you even pick your flute up, I just want you to think about stretching out a few things. Your spine, your neck, your arms, maybe a little bit of this. You probably have done some of these in your band. Your wrists. Right. And your lungs. We're going to breathe a little bit. So if you put your arms just below your ribs, breathe in and make a small aperture, blow out. You can feel all those intercostal muscles and obliques and abdominal muscles working. Excellent. Okay, a few things to think about when you're playing flute. Your teeth are apart, your tongue is low, and your mouth is in an ooh position. Ooh, ooh, like you're saying ooh. Your lower lip is pouty, and it's covering about a third of the embouchure hole. The corners and lips come forward as you go to the higher register, and the aperture, the opening, is small and elliptical, like football, very small football. And it gets smaller and more round as you go higher. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to do is to just warm up our instrument. So I'm having on my stand a tuner. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be just checking in with the tuner. I've already warmed up some, so my instrument's somewhat warm, but it's probably a little cold now that I've been talking. So I'm going to push it in a little. And we're going to do the first exercise on the PDF that is attached to this video. So notice that we're going to crescendo to the second measure and then decrescendo. So we're working on getting a very homogeneous tone color throughout your registers, just using half steps, working on that airflow, supporting and controlling the airflow, and the dynamics. Also, I'm keeping an eye on that tuner because, as you know, flute players can go sharp when they go louder and flat when they go softer. So I'm going to use my head position and my lips coming forward to keep that pitch from going too sharp or too flat. So do it with me. Here we go. So we're about starting on count 2 on a B natural and going chromatically down. 2, 3, 4. middle school, that's probably as far as you want to go, up to the high D, until your face is a little warmer, or until you learn the notes up high. If you're in high school and you know some of the high notes, I'd say maybe go to an high A. So let's extend the same pattern. So that would be starting on the high D. I also just adjusted my head joint because now my tube is warm and I was getting sharp and it was harder and harder to keep the pitch from going really sharp. So I just pulled out a little bit more. All right, so let's do the same exercise, continuing up. 2, 3, 4, 1. So that's far enough to an A flat. So that gives you 2 more extensions of that exercise. Okay, so we're getting this warmed up, and I would say also you might want to just check in, shoulders getting tense, stretch your face out. All these muscles in your face need to be flexible, so it helps to stretch those out a bit. Okay, so we're going to do maybe one more on this video, and this is a little vibrato exercise. So I want you to find your laugh muscles. So if you're laughing, ha ha ha, ha 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 ha, you notice that part of your tummy right in here is jiggling a little bit, right? So you have some tightening up of those muscles. Those are the ones that you're going to think about using for vibrato. Now I want you just to puff a little bit. Now string those together. Right? So a little puff of air, a little less air. And that's the idea of vibrato. So now we're going to put it on your flute. All right. So this one, for those of you who are just starting vibrato, don't worry too much about anything but stringing together those puffs of air. For those of you who already do vibrato, notice that you can use those diminuendos, and as you're tapering your tone, be careful about the pitch going flat. So use your head tapering up, your embouchure coming up, the airstream coming up a little bit, so you don't go flat on these. So on the handout, they are the notes in the low register, B, A, G, F, and E. And then the next line is C going up, C, D, E, F, G. So you can use any notes, but this is just an example. All right, so let's do it together. So little puffs of air strung together, that's your vibrato. Here we go. So we've gotten through 9 minutes of warm up, and we'll do a little bit more on the next video. We'll see you soon. Bye.